Hi family, what's going on, my soul brothers and sisters? I want to talk very briefly about the last 3 days. Something is in the air. There is definitely an energetic, emotional, seasonal shift that is happening right now. And being on this divine soul emotional healing journey can be quite a lonely path. It can be quite lonely when you're developing your emotional intelligence. You're rising in integrity, truthfulness, and honesty. You're honoring the sacredness of rising in morals, values, and ethics. We have a conscious awareness. It's an emotional observation that we want to be more loving. We want to be more truthful, and we want to be more honest, and we want to live in a state of integrity in every moment of our life. So being on this path can be quite freaking challenging at times because we're always vulnerable. We're always raw, we're always authentic, and we're expressing ourselves in the purest sacred form of truthfulness about how we feel in what we really want in our pure pleasures and passions and loves and joys, and what we're really feeling through our pains. And the last 3 days has been quite challenging for me. Because I feel irritated. I've been feeling through emotions of irritation, frustration, annoyance, that I'm not wanted sexually. That I don't have sexual intimacy or physical affection with my soulmate. I've been processing feelings of anger, feelings of fear and grief, going through and allowing myself to deep breathe and doing some screaming and yelling and hitting my fist on the bed and just processing my anger that I'm not loved. I'm not loved, I'm not wanted, I'm not sexually wanted, I'm not intimately wanted. I'm actually being ignored. I'm actually being ignored. And I'm being ignored from the other half of my soul, which is the complete soul union. And this frustrates me. It irritates me, and it makes me feel lonely. And sometimes when I get into this place, I'm not 100% raw, organic, and I'm not eating, fresh, raw, organic fruits. And, sometimes I'm going to like the organic, vegan ice cream sandwiches to kind of comfort and soothe me. Sometimes I'm going to like the organic multi-grain crackers. I'm not running to sodas or drugs or alcohol like that, but still, like, I get into this place where I'm running to processed food still. And sometimes I'm slipping back into these old habits of wanting to sexually please myself because I feel the pain of not being wanted. And as I've been processing these emotions for the past few days of not being loved and not being wanted, I've recognized that I've actually had these feelings with my mother and father since I was born. And I'm currently in a relationship with my mother and father that they ignore me. They ignore me. They don't even want to be friends with me. They don't accept my lifestyle. They don't accept me for who I am. They don't ask questions to get to know me. They really don't truly love me. They don't love me. They think they love me and they feel they love me based on their unloving belief systems and how they were raised. But the truth is that they're making conscious thoughts and emotions, conscious behaviors to ignore me. And they've been doing this all my life. And I've been on this journey now for over 13 years, processing emotions around my mother and father, around my family generational bloodline, around God, around our unloving environment that we were born into. And every once in a while, these seasonal emotional, energetic moments, like I've been currently in, and I feel like I'm coming over it now. They're not as disruptive as they used to. They're very subtle. But it's still inside of me. And I just give myself emotional permission to fully feel through these irritations and through the fears of not being loved and being ignored and not being wanted, not being invited. And the truth is after I process these emotions, the truth is that my soulmate, my physical parents, my mother and father, my siblings, the truth is that they have the free will not to love me. They don't need to love me. It would be an honor to accept that gift, but they have freedom and sovereignty just like I do. They don't need to ask me questions to get to know me. They don't need to invite me. They don't need to, give me a hug or call me up on the phone and, and show love to me. They don't need to do this to me. They don't need to, my soulmate doesn't need to have sex with me. Other soul brothers and sisters, they don't need to invite me or show affection towards me or give me approval. And it's interesting what I'm creating in my law of attraction right now. It's interesting because it's just showing me what I have been still emotionally avoiding with my soulmate, with other soul brothers and sisters of mine, and the loneliness that you feel at times being on this path. It can feel very lonely. But the truth is that you're never alone because you have Source Creator. You have God that's with you all the time. We have our celestial family, our celestial brothers and sisters, our guides, our guardian. We have people all around us in the non-physical spiritual realms that, some of them are loving and some of them are unloving, as we all know. But it does feel, because you want to be truthful, it does feel lonely in the physical at times when we're trying to honor the process of growing in self-love, when we're trying to honor the process of growing in self-worth and respecting the sacredness of giving and gifting everything that we want to gift for ourselves before we get into another intimate romantic relationship, whether they are our soulmate or not. Or even if we want to invite our parents or our siblings or maybe ex-spouses or ex-friends back into our life of the gift of friendship, giving and receiving a loving, truthful, humble, playful friendship. And the truth is that I don't want to be with my soulmate that doesn't want to be with me. I don't want to beg for their love. I don't want to beg for my mom and dad's love. I don't want to beg for anyone else's love. And if we are begging for it, if we do come with these demands and expectations and this neediness that they need to love us to make us happy, we are in complete emotional error. We're living in addictions. We're living in attachments. We're living in codependencies. And it's beautiful that I'm processing these emotions right now because I never, ever, ever want to get into another intimate romantic relationship with another female with any type of neediness, with any type of control, with any type of codependency addictions. I want it to be loving. I want it to be freedom. I want the relationship to understand that we're giving and receiving a gift of love and friendship. I want it to be raw and honest and playful. A lot of laughing, a lot of dancing, a lot of singing, a lot of joking around, and this pleasant personality of pleasure humor, loving humor. And God is showing me that I might be on a physical lonely path on an intimate level, on a romantic sexual level, for quite a while. And I'm learning how to be okay with that. I'm learning to be okay that the potential possibilities of not having a loving, truthful, humble, playful friendship with my physical parents and my physical siblings, that might not happen for a long, long time. It might not happen until we get into another dimensional location, another world, another sphere in the spiritual realms. That might be hundreds, if not thousands of years, based on their own individual efforts to emotionally heal themselves with God. The truth is I potentially might not be in a relationship with my soulmate because she has free will. She has freedom and sovereignty to experiment and to explore any type of sexual relationship, any type of spiritual experiences that she wants to do with or without me. And that relationship might not come together for potentially hundreds, if not thousands of years, because she has free will. And I'm learning how to be happy in this environment of being physically and sexually and intimately and romantically by myself for a while. And as I talk out loud, there's grief inside. I feel the grief because I don't want that. I don't want that. And I'm afraid that potentially might happen. I'm scared to be intimately and sexually and romantically alone for a long time. But as I also say this out loud, I know that everything is in divine order. It's all divinely perfect. I'm creating this with God. These are my divine love lessons to rise me up as the king I am, as the celestial son of God that I am. I'm rising up with God, and I'm taking full ownership and accountability and responsibility of this path. Sometimes it feels fucking lonely, but I know this is part of my leadership abilities. This is part of my ability to become a better teacher, a better loving student, a better loving brother, father, soul partner, brother, uncle, and a future grandparent. A teacher with wisdom and knowledge, a teacher with emotional intelligence. I know that everything that is happening right now is in divine perfection. It's all in divine timing. And I'm creating this with God. And it sucks sometimes, and it's very challenging at times. But every time I feel through my emotions, every time I feel through my anger, every time I take responsibility of my fears, every time I allow myself to cry, I'm always at a better emotional and physical, mental, psychological, and spiritual state of confidence, self-worthiness, self-respect, and my own divine, unique sacredness. I love you all so very much. I appreciate you all being so raw, open, and vulnerable with me. And thank you for inviting me in your life. Bye-bye.